Who's chasing Guerrero? Al Unser Sr. in car number 25. And Unser Sr. pitted, as you saw, during that interview that Jack Arute was doing just a few moments ago. So Guerrero's got a little bit of a working margin.
Another thing to keep in mind now, it always gets exciting to the end. Al Unser, my brother, has made his last pit stop. Roberto has yet one stop to make. We don't know how that's going to come out yet.
So the real pressure here now is going to be on the Guerrero pit crew. And these will be nervous moments of anticipation for them as they await the chance to do their job.
Roberto will be in 3 laps, Jim.
Sign was just out on pit wall. 3 more laps for Roberto Guerrero. You watch him run around the track. He's 28 years old, Sam. What is in his heart and his head right now?
Here he may be coming in next time. Of course, his pit crew has been flawless so far, and they've also proven they can overcome adversity very quickly. When that nose cone came off, they made quick repairs, Bobby.
Sam, the strangest thing I find is, how does that tape holding that nose cone on? I predicted it would come off before now.
Second place right in front of him, your brother right in front of Roberto Guerrero. I think Jack Arute's report, Bobby, said that they were able to get that Zeus fastener fastened, and I just put the tape on for extra...
Would it make sense for Guerrero to try to lap Al Unser one time before he comes in? Yes, that's what's on his mind. He goes past Al Unser Sr. He's got a lap on him now as he prepares to make this pit stop.
Unless the radios are working, Al may not even known that was Roberto coming up on him like that. He may not have been sure.
Oh, not with the color of that car, Bobby. Everybody on the track knows who that is. Al Unser Sr. has made his last pit stop. He will stay on the track when Roberto Guerrero comes in. You've got 20 laps to go in the Indianapolis 500. And suddenly a race which belonged lock, stock, and barrel to Mario Andretti is a little bit more competitive, though once again, there is a man who is completely in charge.
It makes you think about Al, though, doesn't it, Bobby? He's won 3 already. He's now this close. Just the failing of Roberto Guerrero. You see Mario, to think of the thoughts that are going through his mind, you can't imagine.
Well, to reiterate what I said before, if something happens to Guerrero and Al Unser Sr. wins this race, you can make a strong case for him as the greatest Indianapolis 500 driver of all time.
Well, Al still has a chance of winning it. This race is not over. That's a neat thing about Indianapolis. This doggone thing doesn't end until the checker flag falls.
Al Sr. has won more money at Indy than anyone else. He's led 595 laps at Indy, only 18 short of the record. He's finished in the top 5 10 times. He is the man, I'm sure, of those remaining on the track that Guerrero least wants to see chasing him in this situation. Here comes Roberto. Let's watch the pit stop.
All right, this will be interesting to see, Jim. They better not make mistakes now. He has a chance of winning this race. Now's the important time. Everything in racing comes down to the very last part.
Now there's second place, Al Unser Sr. And he is still out on the track, remember, as Guerrero makes the pit stop.
No adjustments for Roberto so far.
The critical thing here for Roberto to get out of the pits before Al Sr. makes it back around on the front straight.
Al Sr. is going down the back stretch. Now he's going into turn 3. You know that's in Roberto's mind. This pit stop is dragging on there.
Kill the engine. Roberto killed the engine.
They stalled it.
This is really going to change the outcome of this race. Roberto's engine, he's got it going. It's off, Jim.
They're going to be very close. They're going to be very close. Here comes Unser Sr. in the front straight.
He's going to pass him, I think. Yes,
Guerrero can't get it going. It's stalled again. Al Unser Sr. takes the lead in the Indianapolis 500. You've got 18 laps to go. This man has won it 3 times already in his career. He's 47 years old. He didn't have a ride until 2 weeks ago, and now Guerrero has had a taste of Andretti luck.
The crowd is going wild. They have to pull Roberto back if he goes one pit stop too far. It's even a lap penalty, if I remember right here. Al now is on the defensive. He must operate totally different. He's not chasing anybody, they're chasing him.
He is the coolest head on the track.
And what do you think A.J. Foyt is thinking back in his darkened garage right now?
He is counting up those little differences between his record and Al Unser Sr.'s, and he might be recognizing
all right, Roberto's underway again, Jim. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, but you're right.
Guerrero is now back at speed, leaving the pits. You see him there. But there goes Al going by him, so he is now a full lap down, and obviously he saw Al flash by. He knows the situation. There's no chance of overcoming that deficit through sheer speed whatsoever, so he is now in the position that Al was in before.
This is all within the space of a few miles. Andretti, who had controlled the race all day, suddenly pulling down to the apron. Guerrero taking the lead. Guerrero passing Unser Sr. to go a lap up. Coming in for the routine pit stop, the last one in the race. Stalling the car. And Al Unser Sr. taking advantage of the opportunity to move into the lead. All he's got to do now is finish cleanly.
Jim, I still want to caution everybody. This is the Indianapolis 500. You can't tell what's going to happen. We've had an extremely exciting race, especially at the last here. More action than you can believe. But Al is on the defensive. He must keep everything together, but he can do it.
He could have had even more than 4 wins. He was second in 1983. There's Mario finally coming back out into the race. He's going to finish it, perhaps, but only as an also-ran today. Unser Sr. was second behind Tom Sneva in 83. He was in the hunt in the last 10 laps. His son, Al Unser Jr., tried to block Sneva, or at least create some dirty air for him to give him a chance to win. It didn't quite pay off.
Al Jr. is in 4th place. We could have a good Unser day here before we're through.
I think you've already had a pretty good Unser day, Bobby.
And the car right now that Big Al is following is the rookie car of Fabrizio Barbaza, who is now 3rd. Barbaza having one of the greatest runs by a rookie that we've seen in recent years.
Since Roberto Guerrero in 1984. All right, we've got 15 laps to go. We're going to go to commercial one more time. And when we come back, we're going to bring you the finish of Al Unser's bid for a 4th Indy 500 title. Back live, and you look from overhead at the yellow car, carrying what is now the story of the day, and perhaps to a certain degree the story of the decade at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. 47-year-old Al Unser Sr. was without a ride in this race until 2 weeks ago. He was given the car that Danny and Gaius crashed, riding under the colors of Penske Racing. And now Al Unser Sr. is in position to win a 4th Indianapolis 500 title, which would tie him with A.J. Foyt as the only 2 men ever to accomplish that. Let's go now with Al Troutwig.
Jim, it's quite a scene down here in the Al Unser Sr. pit. Rick Mears and Danny Sullivan out of the race. That looks strange enough, but they're all trying to help Roger Penske get the attention of USAC to blue flag car number 12, the car of Barbaza. They think that he is interfering with the progress of Al Unser Sr. In the meantime, Karen, Al Unser Sr.'s wife, is really agonizing over these past 2 laps. You can see the tension in her face without looking very hard. Back to you.
It's a very good point, Al Troutwig. As you look at the red car of Barbaza in front of Al Unser Sr., he has been moving all over the track to obstruct Unser Sr. and thereby lessening some of the distance between Unser Sr. and the 2 men chasing him, one of which is Guerrero, the other of which is Barbaza. Barbaza is 2 laps down. Guerrero is 1 lap down. Remember, Guerrero would have to pass Unser twice within these closing laps in order to get back into the lead. We've got 11 laps to go.
Bobby, when you won the last race you won here back in '81, you became the oldest man ever to win the Indianapolis 500. If your brother hangs on and wins it today, he will displace you from that honor by a matter of a few months.
Sam,
what do you make of that?
If that happens, I'll just be the happiest brother in the world.
Great. What do you think he is feeling right now, given your intimate relationship through the years? What's in his mind?
He's trying to make a decision right now what to do with Barbaza, whether to go for a pass and get out of a danger area or whether to possibly create a danger area by trying to go by. He can't make up his mind. Fabrizio's holding him back, but he just doesn't know what to do. Plus, he's got Roberto behind him.
But he's got a lap lead. He's not going to take any chances at all going by Barbaza.
Well, Jim, it's really more of a case about whether you could have dirty air, the guy getting a wreck in front of you, something like that. That's where the problem comes in.
What an emotional weekend this is going to have to be for the Unser family. Friday night, Bobby Unser's son, Robbie Unser, was injured in an automobile race here. As you see, Guerrero unlapping himself. He's now back on the lead lap with Unser, and we've got 9 laps to go, but let me pick it up again. Your son, Robbie, broke his leg Friday night and is having a little bit of a tough go of it right now at Methodist Hospital. You've got your brother in the lead with less than 9 laps to go, trying to win for the 4th time. Your nephew is just 3 cars behind him in 4th place, and you're working the Indianapolis 500 for an announcer, or as an announcer for the first time. How hard is it now for you to maintain your concentration in these last 9 laps?
Jim, it's hard. I've got the shakes, as you can tell right now. I'm beyond myself. It's almost as if I was doing this race myself, and Al just did a good thing by letting Roberto go by. That's a professional thing. He should have let him go. He needs to stay away from everybody and make it to the finish.
Bobby, you never felt this way when you were on the track racing against him and he was winning, did you?
No, and if I was there today, I wouldn't be this way either.